Hey everyone, today we're looking at a very special car that I hope at least a few of you recognize, a 1964 Shelby Cobra Daytona Coupe. Now I'm sure many of us have seen replicas of these cars over the years, but this one is the real deal. This is chassis CSX2287, which was the first of only 6 total original Daytona Coupes built and the only one that remains completely unrestored. The Daytona Coupe is without a doubt a piece of automotive royalty, having helped Shelby win the 1965 World Sports Car Championship over Ferrari, with this exact chassis winning its class at the 12 Hours of Sebring and being raced at Le Mans, Spa, Daytona, the Tour de France, as well as having set multiple land speed records at the Bonneville Salt Flats after it was retired from sports car racing. The Daytona Coupe was designed by Pete Brock as his answer towards streamlining the original Shelby Cobras, whose open cockpits faced large amounts of drag on the iconic Mulsanne Straight during the 24 Hours of Le Mans. This new aerodynamic design allowed the Daytona Coupe to reach a higher top speed and take home the GT class win at Le Mans, Daytona, Sebring, the Nürburgring, and more. This car is absolutely amazing to see from the outside, but how about we take a look at the inside? To open the Daytona Coupe, you have to reach your hand through this small window and find the latch inside on the top of the wheel well. Lift that up and the door will pop right open for you. Looking at the interior, you can see that this car was absolutely a prototype race car with merely a bucket seat, a steering wheel, and a metal floor to greet you on the inside. To get inside, you have to very carefully lead with your right foot, plant it on the floor, turn your hips, get your butt in the seat, slowly lift your left leg into the footwell, and then you're inside. Once you're inside, you'll see a classic 3-spoke wooden steering wheel in front of you. Behind the steering wheel, slightly offset to your right, you will find 6 gauges arranged in 2 rows. The top row features your tachometer, which goes to 9,000 RPM, your oil pressure, and your water temp. On the bottom row, you have a pressure meter, oil temp, and your amperes meter. To the right of the gauge cluster, you will oddly find the left and right turn signal switch in the middle of the dash, with a series of buttons and switches underneath for your starting procedure, all of which are mounted in place with exposed screws. Once again showing how this car was a prototype built by guys on a very tight budget. If you look all the way to the right side of the dash, in front of your passenger seat, you will find the speedometer, which only goes to 160 miles per hour and would appear to have been an afterthought for the driver given its position. On both ends of the dash, you will also see a hole which you'll see line up with air intakes on the hoods and allow for additional air to reach the driver, since I'm sure it got plenty hot inside while racing this car. Down in the footwell, you have your classic 3-pedal setup with your clutch on the left, your brake in the middle, and gas on the right. Luckily, I wore my Chucks because narrow shoes are a must. There is a lap belt in the car which can help keep you in place, but if you want to get out, all you have to do is lift up on the latch to your left to pop the door open and step out one leg at a time. This Daytona Coupe is owned and displayed by the Simeone Museum in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, who have been gracious enough to let me spend the day with it and show you some of the finer details on this piece of automotive history. Be sure to check them out if you get the chance and see this incredible car in person.